Coach, does it look like you're getting some good news on Mark Kastelic?
He's getting closer. Won't play tomorrow, but obviously no yellow was out there today, so we'll get him in some more practices and hopefully get him in on this trip.
Does it look like it took about 3 games for Ridley Gregg to get up to speed and play the way he can play?
Yeah, I think Rid's back there. He looked like he was himself last game. It takes time, the high ankle, and then let's not discount the fact that he's a young guy in his first season as well. So it's not just the ankle; it's the NHL, and he's a rookie. But he continues just to show how competitive, how smart he is, and he had one of his better games, since he come back.
Any coincidence that some of your, as a team, better games of the year have come in the games that he's also been in the lineup for, like just in terms of the energy?
Well, for sure. I mean, his skill set in the middle of the ice allows us to have a little more speed. That line, when Ridley and Joe were going with Kubi or forechecking, they had Tarasenko earlier. They play on the right side of the puck. They track. They work for everything they get. So that gives me a line, and I feel real comfortable playing them against anybody.
Were you pleased to see the officials deal with that whole situation in Detroit properly?
Yeah, I don't know what the official rule is when it comes to, they call the major to review it and then what can happen from there. But ultimately, and I've said this before, you can be mad at refs, be happy one night, mad the next night. They're the best in the world at what they do. They took their time, and, that's all you can ask for the refs. And they came up with what they thought was the proper call.
I mean, Larkin just got caught in a bad spot, didn't he? And, Kelly's not going to hit him.
No, I think you've got guys scrambling for a loose puck on a penalty kill that are fighting in front of our net, that are trying to, knock people down and make sure that we don't give up a goal. I don't think, I know there's no intent for anyone, and no one wants to see a guy get hurt and be laying on the ice like that. So it's an unfortunate situation. It's a bang-bang thing, and you hope it doesn't happen again.
What were your thoughts on Perron? You got a guy with concussion history there. And
yeah, you don't like your player getting cross-checked in the face. No one does. And obviously it's not part of the game. It's something we don't want to see. But I also, you could see, he might not have known what happened. He sees his captain laying there and made a knee-jerk reaction. But obviously the legal deal with that.
You talk about your team playing above the puck. Explain that.
Well, above the puck is numbers our way. So simply put, if the other team has the puck, we're above them. And meaning, say their last defenseman has the puck, and all 5 of our guys are above them. Essentially, we have more numbers than they do. And you don't give up odd man rushes. When you're above your guy going back into your zone, you're going to break out easier. You're connected, really. And at the end of the day, you're not allowing the other team to have numbers on you.
When you're teaching your players, when you're trying to talk to them about positional play, how important is that in the grand scheme of things when you're trying to tell them where they should be?
Well, I think when you just go simple terms is you have more numbers closer to your goalie than they do. And it's that simple. If you have more numbers than the other team, you should have the puck more often. You should be able to control the inside of the ice. That's the simplest form. And then now you have to do it at 100 miles an hour. This is a very fast game. The thinking and everything that goes with it. Now you've got to do that, but do it at full speed. And when it turns over, how quickly can you get back above versus, them being above you? And that's really why the game's so fun to watch, because it's so fast.
With how fast it is, how easy is it for that to break down? If one person is a stride off, or if it breaks down, how easy is that to happen?
And that's it. That's the game inches. And it's your mindset. If you have a mindset that you want to be above all night, you can be. If you have a mindset that you're kind of cheating on the other side of it, looking for cheap offense, that's how it breaks down. And as you see, as the playoffs go on and on and on, when you get into that final round, you're not seeing a lot of odd man rushes. You're not seeing guys poaching for cheap offense. You're seeing 2 teams that are above all over the place, and that's typically why you see the low-scoring games right near the end.
what kind of player is confidence for you right now?
What's that?
What kind of player is confidence for you right now as a team?
Yeah, I think, when things are going, bad, you second guess yourself, you second guess maybe a little, and it's not instinctual. I think what confidence allows you to do is play with your instincts. And when you play with instincts, you play faster. And if you're just that much faster than the other team, you win in these days. And, right now I think we've put some periods together, we've put some games together. Now we got the challenge is to push ourselves to do it more, continue to do it longer, have less mistakes, all while being instinctual.
What did you see in his game?
Heavy on the puck, had a couple good shifts. Unfortunately for him, he goes out, gets his first shift, and then all those penalties and power plays, and the poor kid, gets 50 seconds in the first period because of all that, and got some time there near the end. But just watching him at practice, got a real heavy stick. We're looking for some zone time from that line. Not just go out and defend. We want them to be able to hold on to pucks, get under on the net, and contribute. And hopefully Schmeck can do that.
Yeah, I thought we had a pretty solid 60-minute games. A bit of a chaotic first period, a lot of penalties and a lot of on both sides PK power play, and but I thought we'd stick with it. And they got a big goal on their power play, and I think we scored right back, and that kind of gives us some wings for the rest of the game. So I like the way we battled, and our goalie we're good, especially we're good. So everything clicks. Yeah.
Were you pleased the officials got it right in the end?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously it happens so fast, like during the game, you're on a penalty kill, you just see a guy and the puck is right there, you're just trying to box him out in front of your net. Obviously the rest made a decision on how they wanted to put penalties around, and I didn't even know what happened at the time. Obviously I think I was just trying to box out, and I think the guys talked about it after. We're just trying to get the puck out of our net, really, and don't really know who's in front and who's not. And obviously I think it was an unfortunate situations, and you never want something to happen to anybody like that. So, but yeah, more chaotic and not really knowing what's going on, during that play more than anything.
It's been a few games now. Nice to be playing back alongside Ridley Gregg.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we didn't really have that much practice together. I think it was good to have a couple of practice, like today, and maybe another morning skate tomorrow together. And but I felt like we took a couple strides from our first game when we came back together. And I thought he's such a smart player and hard-working guys. And I think Kubi has some chem with us too. So hopefully we can keep it going.
Joe, have you ever been public enemy number one like that in the building? Every time you touch the puck afterwards.
Yeah, no. But obviously, yeah, no. But obviously something similar happened a couple of years ago, and like I said, it's such a fast game, and you're not trying to hurt anybody out there. You're just trying to play hard, and I think. Last time we talked after the game too, and obviously we both apologized. And I think it's like I said, it's a fast game, but things happen, and obviously we're all competitor out there, and we're just trying to win. So never happened to me, but part of the game.
What's kind of the team's reaction to Baron there on Zoom? Obviously he sees just a teammate down on the ice, but clearly it was.
No, you can understand the reaction. I feel like obviously. Not knowing what was going on. I don't think anyone really knew, honestly. And but obviously pretty high cross-check, to be honest. And but like the league's gonna deal with that, and I'm just glad Subi's okay.
Are you getting close?
Yeah, I think so. I feel pretty good out there. In my opinion, I feel like I'm ready to go now. It's just up to some higher levels up to make that decision.
Comes at a good time here, though, with a big, busy stretch here.
Yeah, I've been working really hard to get back, and with the amount of games coming up, it'd be good to hopefully get back in there and help the boys out. And the long road trip will be something I've been circled for a while now, so to go home. So I've been targeting that for a while, and that's kind of been some motivation to get back quicker.
It's been the hardest part of the recovery, and I guess trying to do it as quickly as possible given that.
It's just hardest part is trying to stay patient, because you want to push yourself harder than sometimes you can go, and that kind of leads to setbacks sometimes. So I've just been trying to be patient and having the one day at a time approach, and just seeing how I feel each day and try to make little improvements and get 1% better. So It's tough to watch up there too sometimes, but you can learn a lot from being up there, and so yeah, patience is probably the biggest thing.
Do you have an indication whether you'll at least go on the upcoming trip?
I believe so. I mean, I hope so.
Did the process go as according to plan? You did have a little bit of a setback, I think.
A little bit, yeah, and that was where I mentioned that sometimes you push it a little more than you think you can go, but I think it's probably a good thing to kind of make me take a step back and slow things down a little bit and make sure everything's feeling good before I take the next step. So that was definitely a bummer and frustrating, but now it's kind of behind me and I feel pretty good.